Duh.
Hello guys, I'm back with another video. In previous video we have discussed about the data types in Python, that is called as something numeric type. We have seen float, integer and complex number, and in this video we are going to discuss about now sequence type, that is string. And before going to the topic, I want to discuss a small topic with you, that is what is a variable in Python. Means a Python variable is a reserved memory location to store values. Let me give an example. Let me go to the shell. Let me create a new file, that is control N, and let me save control S on the desktop on Python course. I will be storing this program as fourth program, and I click enter. So you can see that this is now fourth program. So in this I will be going to write something called a equal to something I will assign like 23. So here a is called as a variable, means it is storing the 23 value in it in the memory location named as a. So a is called as variable. So we have some rules and regulations when we consider variable. So let us show me that. Okay, so there are some naming convention to the variables, that is the name of the variable should start with either an alphabet letter, that is lower or uppercase, it doesn't make any sense, or an underscore, but it cannot start with a digit. Means it is saying that okay, a variable should start with either an alphabet letter, that is lower or upper. This is also valid. This is also valid, and something called underscore underscore b equal to something called 523. So it is saying that these all are valid, but it is not valid. Which one? It doesn't start with something digit. When I try to assign something 24 to 43 value, so let me print a, and also let me print this also. Let me print this also. So guys, as I said, these first three cases are valid case. So let me show the execution of that three. So I am commenting this. I will be showing this in a different way. So now I am running F5 and you can see the output. Something called first. Wait a minute. So print A means that will be going to print. And second one, print capital A means 24 is printing. And then last print underscore B 523. So these all are valid case variable names. So when I remove these triple quotes, uncomment this, let's see when I execute it. So it is showing that invalid syntax, because a variable name should not start with any digit. It can be start with lowercase letter or an uppercase letter or else an underscore, but the variable name should not start with any digit. So this thing I want to tell you. Coming to the next point. Yeah, more than one alphanumeric characters or underscore may follow. Means it is saying that suppose if we have something called a, so I am giving a 1 2 3 equal to 1 2 3. So when I print a 1 2 3, when I run it, you can see the output, that 23 value has been displayed. So second point is saying that it can start with an uppercase or lowercase or underscore letter, but it may include alphanumeric character. Means it can contain alphabet also, number also, but not starting with any digit. It may contain digits in after the letter, that is it is saying. So that is the second point. Let me discuss third point. The variable name consists of alphabet letters, numbers and underscores only. For example, this capital V is valid, small v is valid, underscore v is also valid, and v23 also valid variable name. I have discussed all the example regarding this. And names but star v or hyphen v, 1v are invalid variable names. As I told now, this thing only. So let me delete. Let me give you valid variable names. A is also valid, capital A is also valid, underscore A is also valid, something A 123 also valid, A underscore B is also valid. So these all are something valid variable names. And let me give you some unvalid, that is A 1A, it is not valid, something hyphen A, it is also invalid, something called star V, this is also invalid. So these all are invalid variable names. So when you want to declare variable names, you can choose this but not this. It will show the errors, that is syntax error. Variable names in Python are case sensitive, so I want to discuss you this also. Means suppose guys, let me show you with an example. I'm giving A equal to something called as 23 and something capital A as 24. So you can see that capital A and small a are different. When I try to print something called both the values A comma capital A, you can see the output. It is showing that 23 and 24. So let me give you an best example, that is something called intense equal to 23 I am assigning. In the same way I will be assigning to capital also, I mean uppercase intense. So you can see that intense, this intense are the same, but this is in lowercase, this is in uppercase, that is only the change. So in Python is case sensitive, means it can, Python interpreter will be understanding that this is different and this is different, but the word is same only, but the case is sensitive. That is I want to tell you. So when I run the program, let me show you. Sorry. See guys, it is showing the output as 23 and 24. So Python will consider this as different and this as different, but not the same, because Python is case sensitive. So next point, variable names cannot be reserved keywords in Python. Means Python will be having some reserved keywords like if, else, while, do, something like that. So if is an reserved keyword, it is used on if statement. So when you use if equal to something 23 and when you try to print that if value, it will going to show the error as invalid syntax. Let me run. See guys, you can see that it is showing that invalid syntax, because if is an reserved keywords, so you don't use reserved keywords, but instead of that you can use like this, something capital IF, it is not a reserved keyword, and capital IF. And when I run this, you can see the output also. See, you can see the output as 23. So Python variable names doesn't need to be reserved keywords, it must be different from the reserved keywords. That is want to tell you. And coming to the next part, so let us discuss now the actual part, that is sequence type, that is string, tuple, list. But in this video I am totally focusing on the string data type only. So let us go now. So what is a string? In Python, string is an immutable sequence data type. What do you mean by immutable? Means suppose if I assign A equal to something called intense programmer, when I later change to something values of the A as something different, so it is doesn't happen. Means once it is initialized, we can't change the values of the A. That is called as immutable. Means once you assign something value to the something variable, you won't change the, you won't change the sequence of that data, it will be remaining constant only. So that is called as immutable, and it is the sequence of character wrapped inside single or double or triple quotes. Let me show you example. Let me take a variable name called as something called B equal to something I'm assigning intense programmer to it. Intense programmer. So guys, this is a called as variable name, and I am assigning something intense programmer to the B. So what is the named location of this intense programmer value? That is called as variable name B. So intense programmer is called as string now because it is under double quotes, means whatever you mention in single or double or triple quotes, that is named as string in Python. So when I run this, print B, and also I will be going to print what is it is, I mean what data type it is. So to know what type of data it is, you can use simply call type function and you can pass variable B, and when I run it, you can see the output as it is showing the value of B, that is intense programmer, and it is showing that it is belongs to class string. So let me change double quotes to single quotes. Let me see whether it will be working fine or not, and I am pressing F5. So you can see now also it is under class string only. So let me give triple quotes also. I said in previous video that whatever you mention in triple quotes, that will be going to be comment, but here you can see guys one thing main, that is it is a comment only, but I am assigning something, I mean I am assigning this value to something variable called B. So that is why it is going to belong to the string but not the comment. So let me run this also. So now also it is showing that class string only. So let me remove this, and now you can see that it will be going to treat as comment. So something called, I will be printing some above line is comment, something like that. Above line is comment. So the output will be like above line is comment. So it is not going to display this one because it is a comment. So when I assign something to it, I mean assigning B equal to something this one, so when I run it, let me remove this one and pass the B value. Now you can see the output as something, wait a minute, see guys, now you can see that is intense programmer. I think you have understand right. So let's come to the next part. A string literal can be assigned to a variable and multi-line strings must be embedded in triple quotes. That's what I was told just now. And if a string literal required to embedded double quotes as a part of a string, then it should be put in single quotes. Let me give you example for the fourth point. It is saying that suppose if a string like something, let me show you with an example. Welcome to Python course. So actually this is my string. So guys, actually this is my string. I want to display exactly what it is. So that is welcome to Python course. So what to do when if our string contains double quotes in it, we must use single quotes around the string like this. Something called this one and something called this one. So I am assigning same as B equal to something this value, and when I try to print, you can see where it is, yeah, welcome to the Python course. So exactly it is displaying. So what to do when our Python string consists of like this, something like this. I want to display exactly like, so I want to display the output as same like this. So whenever your string consists of single quotes, you can use double quotes around it. So same thing I am doing. B equal to, okay, when I try to print, you can see the output as same, that one only, welcome to the Python course. So I want to tell you that whenever your string consists of single quotes, you can use double quotes around it, but whenever your string is consist of double quotes, you can use single quotes around it. So why can't I use same thing only? Because it will cause an error. Let me show you what will be going to happen. So my string is consist of single quotes, that is Python quotes, and I am wrapping this around under single quotes only. When I try to run it, it will show some error called invalid syntax. Okay, that's why I'm going to use that one. And the solution is not only using single around double or double around single, we can use also escape characters. Let me show you with an example. So I want to use single quotes around the single quotes only. At that time, what to do? So simply you can use something called as this and this. Wait a minute. Yeah, you can use this slash backslash and a single quote, and again after the completion of Python codes you can use similar same thing only. So you can see that now the string color has been changed. So when I run it, you can see the output as same, welcome to the Python course. Means what is the main importance of backslash? It is saying that after this ignore this one, similar only after this ignore this one. So let me show you with another example also. Something I want to display output as. Let me show you the what the output I want to display. Subscribe to my channel, that is Intense Programmer. So I want to display exactly this one. So when I wrap this around double quotes, yeah, and something called I assign this to a variable called b equal to, you can see, okay, small b, you can use also capital B also. Yeah, so when I run this, you can definitely show it will throw an error, that is invalid syntax, because you are wrapping double quote string into the double quotes only. That's why it is showing the error. So to avoid that error, you can use simply backslash before this double quote, and after that this also, so that it will be ignoring that. Whenever you use this backslash, that will ignore this one. Whenever you use this backslash, that will ignore this one. And when I run this, you can clearly see the output as subscribe to my channel Intense Programmer. So I think you can understand it. Coming to the next part. So whenever you are learning about a string, you must know few things. That is something I listed randomly here. So let me discuss one by one. That is first one, let me discuss length, what it is. Let me take a variable called, now let me take variable called x. Something x equal to, I am assigning something intense. So first one is length. What it is, whenever you want the length of the string, you can use simply len and pass the variable in it. I'm passing x. So whenever it will be going to display the output as length of the string. So what is the length of the string? Let me count, INTENS na. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So it will be going to display as 7. Let me show you the output. So it is showing the 7 as output. Means what is the length of the string? It is 7. So let me change the string also. Now when I run it, you can see output something has changed as 17, like that. This is the first thing you must know about the string. You can use len function to get the length of the string. And second thing is index. What is mean by index? Means guys, whenever you declare the Python string, inbuilt the Python interpreter will be doing something called this thing. Wait a minute, I will be showing. So we have called Intense Programmer, right? Let me clear example. So whenever you declare something string to a variable, the Python interpreter will be doing something, that is, it will be going to assign indexing, that is 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16, okay, 16. So where it is, something here, something here. I think fine. 0 1 2 3 4. Okay, here it is missing. Yeah, now it is fine. So Python interpreter will be doing like this, some I did. So it will be going to assign like indexing. So what is the index of I? It is 0. What is the index of n? That is 1. What is the index of t? That is 2. And also whenever you try to extract, I mean access the string elements, you can simply call the variable name, that is x. So I'm calling x, and you can put something called square brackets around it. So whenever you put something value in it, it is going to extract that value from the string and you will be going to display the output. So when I pass something called 6 in it, so what is the index of 6? What is the value present at the index of 6? It is called as e. You can see at the index 6 the value is called e. So whenever I run the program, you can see the output as e. Yeah, you can see that e. So when I remove 6 and something, I will be going to call as 0. So what is the value of 0 at the 0 index? What is the value? That is I. So whenever I run it, you can see the output as I. So this is the thing. So this is, I want to tell you, that is index concept. So it also accept as negative index also. Means what is meant by negative index? So Python will be doing something like this. It also accept positive also, negative also. That is, it is called as -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Like this. -17. Let me show you. -16. -15. -13, -12, -11, -10, -9, -8. Something like this, guys. And it will be going to display something called as I N T E intense programmer. So guys, you can see that it will be going to assign like this also. Reverse indexing we can call as a negative indexing. Same. So what is the value at -1? You can also pass the indexing as negative also, that is -1. So what is the value at the -1? That is r. Whenever I run it, you can see the output r. So -1 and something this r, I mean something this 16 are same values. So you can see the output as something, I'm passing x equal x of -1, it is going to display as r. And when I pass x of 16 also, it is going to display the same r and r. So it can work reversely as negative index and forwardly as positive index. You can choose whatever you want. You can access the element with negative index also, positive index also. Whatever in your case, you can use that case. So I completed this one, index and negative index also. Something what it is, immutable. I said immutable definition also earlier only. Immutable means something I want to change the value of x, this one. So what is the index of I? The index of I is, okay, wait a minute, I will be removing this thing. So I want to change the intense programmer as like something capital I T S E P P R O G R. So guys, I want to change this intense programmer to this value. So what I must to do, I want to change this small I value to the capital I. So how can I do that? Simply you can do that as, I'm commenting this one. I can use single comment line, that is this one. So I want the output as like this. So I said string is immutable now. Let me try give a chance whether it will be going to change or not. So I want to change the value of called 0th index. What is the 0th index? That is I, small I. So I want to change this value as something, this one, capital I. And let us display the output, whether it will be working out fine. I am simply changing 0th index small I value to the capital I, and I am trying to print whether it will be working or not. Let me see. When I am pressing F5, you can see that guys, it is showing something error called string object doesn't support item assignment. So simply it is it is telling that Python string is immutable. Once you assign, you can't never change the values of it. That is called as immutable property. So when I run F5 button right now, it is definitely going to show the output intense programmer. So coming to the next part, what it is, in and not in. What is meant by in and not in? Let me tell you that also. We have alphabets in x value, that is intense programmer, right? int is something. So we something c is not there in that string. So I am printing that c in x. What it is, whether c is present in x or not. If it is present, it will be going to show the output as true value. Whether it is not present, it will be going to show as false value. So whether c is present in string x, that is intense programmer, that is false now. Let me show you the output also. Okay, something name error, c is not defined. Okay, sorry, I want to wrap this in this one. So whether c character in x or not, when I run is false, it is showing that as false. So c is not present in the string called x. So let me change something to t. So t is present in the intense programmer. So let me see the output. So it is going to show the true. So you can simply check whether an alphabet is present in string or not by using in. And not in also similar opposite to it. When it will be present, it will going to show false. When it is not present, it will be going to show true. So what is called as string, this function? So I have a variable called x equal to something 1, and you can see the type of x also. It is going to show, what is going to show? It is going to show as integer. So when I run it, so it is showing as integer. So when you want to convert this 1 to into string format, you can you can simply use str function. You can use simply str function, that is str of something called x. So now it is 1 is a string. How can you check? Simply you can assign something a variable and str of x. See guys, x equal to 1 is an variable, x is an variable, I am assigning 1 to it, so 1 it is called as integer. So I want to convert this 1 into a string format. So to do so we must use str function. So I am passing str function and passing the value as x. So it will be going to return some value called string value. So I am assigning that string value to the variable called a. So when I try to print value of a and type of the a, I mean what data type it is. So you can see the output as 1 and it is changed as string. So 1 is a integer. So I am doing something string of conversion, that is typecasting one data type to another data type. So firstly it is in integer data type and now I am converting into the string data.